How y'all doing today, man? Welcome into the next episode of the Bobaleeky Speaky podcast. Hope everybody's doing good on this Tuesday. You know, just even being here on Tuesday is just a win for your life because a lot of people, Monday's depressing. You got to go back to work and, you get a little bit like, I want to die because, you got to go back to work. So a lot of people don't make it to Tuesday because they get too sad. So you just being here on Tuesday, that's a win in your life, man. I'm glad that you're here. Hope you're having a good day. And yeah, man, for me, I'm having a decent day. As you can tell, I'm a little bit, got a little bit of color in me. I hope this turns into a tan, because if this turns into a tan, I might be able to get away with being a little bit Latino. That's been like a dream of mine, is for people to think that I could be something other than, Norwegian or fucking like Antarctican or something like that, just because of how albino I am. This one girl though, I don't know what, maybe because I grew my beard out and stuff, but she asked what I was, and I was like, I'm Czechoslovakian. And she's like, no way. She's like, I thought straight up that you were Mexican. And I was like, that made me feel really good. That was like, damn, all right. I was like, someone actually thought I was Mexican. So, yeah, man. So that's my goal, is to kind of get a little bit darker, because I don't know, man. I just be looking at myself in the mirror sometimes, and I just be looking at myself. I'm just like, this is just unnaturally white. Like, it's just not right. Like, I feel like you got some, this sort of, like, someone's bleaching me in the middle of the night. Like, I feel like you got this bleach demon that's under my bed, and just when I fall asleep, he just from head to toe just paints me with some Clorox bleach every night. Then he goes back underneath. Because I just keep looking at myself. I'm like, dude, like, what is going on here, man? I'll go out and I'll get some sun, but I can't tan right because I am albino or something. So, yeah. So anyway, trying to get a little bit of color in me. But yeah, man, I've been outside painting this fence. It's hot, dude. I mean, Midwestern heat in April, bro. Like, I did not think it would get this bad. The sun is on something this year. The sun is feeling himself, and he is just out to he's out to burn, man. And he is out to get you, bro. He's something this year, man. Because, dude, usually April in the Midwest, it's hot, but it ain't this hot. I really felt like a slave, because I was like painting this fence, and I'm like asking my dad, I'm like, yo, can I take a break? Like, I'm starting to see colors and shit. And he's like, no. He's like, you got to keep going. I'm like, why? He's like, let me just get a Sprite, dude. It's supposed to rain in a couple hours, so we got to let this paint dry. So I got to keep going, man. But I really felt like a slave. So I got a new appreciation for people that got to do stuff like forcefully from somebody else. So, yeah. So with that though being said, that's why I look like this though. So, yeah, man, trying to think what else been going on, dude. I had a crazy experience. We ain't smoking weed ever again. We're just gonna say that right now. We're not gonna smoke weed ever again. I'm not gonna inject it. I'm not gonna ingest it. I'm not gonna smoke it. I'm not gonna get an enema. I'm just nothing. No more. Well, I probably will again, but not for a while though, because I had the craziest experience off some of that Mara the other day. And so I'm like painting this fence. I worked. So I'm like, dude, I deserve to chill, and I deserve to extra chill. So I'm like, let's go get some weed. And so I go, I get it. I come back, and I got like these edibles, and I'm like, all right, I usually have bad experiences when I do smoke or when I do have an edible. There's not been one good experience when I'm high. So I am prepared. In a way, I was prepared for the worst, but then also at the same time, I was like, if I do a low dosage, I think I'll be all right. So I cut this sucker in half, right? And I take it, and I just start chilling. We're sitting there, we're waiting for something. Nothing happens. I'm like, these motherfuckers scam me. They ain't shit in here. So it's been like 30 minutes to an hour, nothing. So I'm like, F it. I take the other half of it. And right as I did that, brother, I was sent away. I was sent to another plane. I when an edible hits you, it's the most terrifying shit in the entire world. Most terrifying thing. When you go from laying on your couch to laying on your shed, and you don't know how you got there, that's when you know, oh, here we go, the movie's starting. That the credits are over, like the movie started. You know what I mean? Like, let's go, right? But you're terrified, and you're like, oh, shit. And that's when you know you got to embrace for impact right there, is when that first trip happens and you're like, okay, here we go. So that's how it started. Ended up outside. I'm like, how the fuck did I even get out here? And then after that, I just started tripping more and more and more. I got to a certain point where I was like, so how it is with me, the reason I trip so bad is because, and this is what I figured out afterwards, is I think I live in my head too much, even sober, that what it does is so when I get high, what I start to do is, in here is more real to me than out here, my external reality. So when I get high, I'm going to trust my internal more than my external for what's real. Because what happens when you get high, at least for me, is I don't know what's real and what's not. I don't know if I'm actually doing that or if I'm not actually doing that because I'm so out of it. So I'm going to trust, since I live in my inner so much, I feel like I trust it more in a way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is making any sense, but that's what I do. I trust my inner. So what I do is everything that I'm thinking, I feel like I'm doing it. And everything that I'm doing, I feel like I'm thinking it. That's how it works. It's inverted. So every intrusive thought that I had, I thought I was actually doing it. So there was like a certain point where I'm like, oh my God. I was like, holy shit, did I just kill my sister? I'm like, holy shit, I just killed her. I just took a knife and I killed her. And I freaked myself out that I killed her, or I was trying to kill her. Maybe she wasn't dead yet. And, so I start freaking out. I was like, I got to go outside because like, I don't know what's happening. And I go out there and I see her. She's laughing, but she's on the phone, but she's laughing, looking out the window. I'm like, oh my God, she's calling the cops. I'm like, oh my God, I threatened her and now she's calling the cops on me. So I told myself when I was outside, I was like, I got to get out of here. I was like, I got to keep her safe. And that became the motto of the night, is I got to keep her safe. Right. And so I just was like, I gotta go. So I just took I took this venture down my neighborhood, and I was just cutting through backyards and shit like that. And dude, I just went. So I start going through all this brash. I'm going through all these trees, all these, bushes and stuff. And, the whole time it's like I'm a soldier in war, dude. I'm stomping through this mud. I'll wipe my eyes with the mud. I'm a damn soldier, dude. And the whole time I'm just chanting, I got to keep her safe, got to keep her safe, got to keep her safe. That's what I was doing the entire time. And yeah, dude, I got like 5 splinters. I'm like stepping on shit and all that. And because like I got to keep her safe, bro. You know what I mean? So I can't go back. So it's about like 45 minutes of this. And then I end up in a neighborhood that I don't even know. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like somewhere I've never even seen before. And I realized at that point, oh, bruh, I got to go back because I need to make sure somebody else doesn't kill her, right? So it's like there's more threats than just myself. So I was like, I got to go back. I'm like, damn. So I start heading back. And the whole time I'm out there, I'm thinking, did I kill her or did I not? And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, am I overthinking this or did I actually do something? Because I stepped in mud and I fell in mud. But so I like looking at my hands and it's kind of dark out, so the sun's not fully out. And I'm looking at myself, I'm like, is this blood or is this mud? I couldn't figure out which one it was. I'm like, holy shit, this might be her blood. So I'm freaking out. And then I'm like, I got to make sure she's okay. So I start going back and I see this lady, she's walking her dog and she's looking at me. And I'm like, girl, what the hell? Like, stop looking at me, bro. Like, mind your own business. He's like, what the fuck? And I'm thinking like, girl, like stop. Like I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilling. I realized though later my jeans were on backwards. So all the looks that I was getting from people that was making my anxiety spike even more was because I had my jeans on backwards for some reason. I don't know why, but they were. So this girl's looking at me and she starts to freak me out. I'm like, all right, girl, like, fuck no. I thought she was going to do something to me. So I just start bolting. I bolt into this dude's backyard. and his big old floodlight turns on, and I'm looking for an exit, and I see he's got a fence, and then behind the fence is a bunch of woods. So I'm like, all right, cool, we're gonna go for the woods. So I start bolting towards it, and then I hit this other invisible fucking transparent fence that he has in the middle of the damn yard, dude. It was very weirdly placed. I don't know if he was waiting for me, but it looked like some sort of trap that he set up. So I didn't like that. So I hit it. I'm like, oh crap. So I just keep bolting. And then I get to the fence, and I just like, I mean, dude, I had some hops, bro. Like when I'm high, dude, I think I could dunk on like a 12-foot rim, dude. I get up there. I got some Anthony Edwards hops, bro. I looked like the fucking kid on E.T. with the bike. Like I just went up, you know what I mean? I just started gliding. And then we just disappear into the night. We disappear into the woods. I was hoping that somebody filmed it or somebody had like one of those like outside cameras, but I straight up looked like I did not look. Nobody would have believed me if I said that I was smoking weed. I looked like I was on bath salts. I looked like I was going to eat a homeless dude's face, right? It straight up looked like I was going to do that. And so so I go through the woods, and at a certain point I finally get back. That's what happened. So I finally get back. And, my sister comes out. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why did you leave for an hour? And I'm like, girl, you don't even know what I went through. You don't even know. The reason you are here right now, breathing, living life, is because I left. Because I said, I got to keep her safe. So I left to make sure that nothing happened. And she just didn't understand that, which is okay. It frustrated me a little bit, but it's all good because I know what I did. And I know, you know what I mean? I got this internal gold star, right? And that's okay. No one else needs to give me the credit. I give myself the credit. I know what I did. But just no appreciation. But that's all good. So, but she's like, but I come up and I'm all cross-eyed like this. I got mud all over me. I got like dirt and stuff. And I just like, dude, I looked like I went through some shit. And I just went to bed after that. But at least I kept her safe, though. So I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's a dosage issue. I don't know if it's just my body. I'm allergic, maybe. I don't know. But every time, I think it's a dosage issue, though. Because every time I've had done weed, I think I've done too much. And brother, I think this was 10 milligrams. We did 10 milligrams, and I was just tweaking, dude. I was almost hallucinating. But yeah, man. So that was my experience with it. But it's like, you know what? The thing is, though, like a lot of people, if you told them like, hey, like, or like if they went through an experience of like, hey, you are going to be scared that you're going to murder a family member, your pants are going to be on backwards, you're going to be running into shit, get a bunch of splinters and stuff like that. If you know what I mean? Like a lot of people wouldn't do it again after that, if that's how they reacted to it. But for me, I'm going to do it again because I have to beat it. Like it's one of those things where it's just like, I can't let a substance have that type of power over me. I have to get the control. I have to show it who's boss. It's my kryptonite, and I just can't let it be. So it's like, I don't care if I got to cut that thing up into 16ths, dude. I don't care if I have to just slowly lick it until I can just gain a tolerance. I will do that if that is what I have to do. So I just can't let it have that control, man. I'm going to have this written on my grave. It's going to be Sam beat weed. Sam beat weed. And it's not even going to be my death year on it. It's going to be the year that I started having bad reactions to weed to when I beat it. That's what it's going to be, because that's all that's going to matter. I think that might be my life's purpose, is I got to beat it. So we're going to do it again at some point. I got to prep for it. I got to prepare for it. And I'm going to beat it. I'm going to get through. We're going to beat it. We're going to control it. So that's the goal. But yeah, so anyway, that was my week. Was pretty much just that stuff, man. But outside of that, dude, I think we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty good. I noticed though with that experience though with the marijuana that I need to get out of my head. clearly, as you could tell from that story, I'm mental. And so I need to start doing, so it's made me motivated to like start doing more mindfulness every single day, doing meditation, but not a meditation in the sense of like visualization. It's more of like meditation of like focus on your breath, focus on what's around you, feeling things, really feeling your breath, stuff like that. More paying attention to the body's sensations instead of focusing solely on what's up here. Because I think if I can do that, it'll just kind of pull me back to what's real more. Because my head just be getting me. My head is just getting. And I think like it was really an eye-opener seeing how much I tripped off this stuff and how none of this was real, but I created it. It's like, how much am I creating in my sober life that I need to let go of, right? Because it's this thing of like, you'll have this thought and you just spiral this thought. It's like, what does this person think about me? Am I doing well enough in this, or how am I doing in that? And you freak yourself out about it. And it's like, am I true? Am I not good enough? Am I bad? Or blah, 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 whatever the case is. And, it's just most of it's not even true, But then that one thing that you think actually is true, and then you think everything you think is true. It's like, dude, even a blind squirrel gonna find like a peanut or something once in a while. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like, just because one thing's real doesn't mean it's all real. And that's something that I've been kind of struggling with is, if there's one thing that I think about myself that is true, I start to think that everything that I think about myself is true. And it's like, it's just really detrimental, man. So I've been kind of trying to work on that, trying to more focus on what's outside of me compared to what's inside, which kind of seems weird, but I just notice how much I focus inside. So, but yeah, man, I think I'm going to end it here though, y'all. I think that's going to be it. I'm going to try to keep these things like anywhere from like 15 to 20, just because I want to do a couple of them a week. So I'm going to kind of keep them short, but hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will see you guys soon. I love you and God bless you. Bye-bye.